it's Ava. Today it's going to be really simple. We're going to talk about mantras. And the thing about mantras is they are a powerful way to quiet the mind, which you've probably heard. There's a couple more things going on with mantras that I wanted to share, and I'm going to share three mantras, that will change your life. They've changed mine. So mantras are something that people who meditate talk frequently about as a way of basically letting the mind focus on a particular phrase, a particular word, and the act of doing so tends to calm the mind's like frenzy of thoughts, for example. But there's another reason to do mantras, and that's because there's a sort of positive affirmation piece that's a little bit stronger than sort of normal positive affirmation. And the reason is it's because it's repetition. If you ever went to Catholic school like I did, and you got into trouble like I did frequently, you would have to write sentences. And typically you would write sentences over and over again. Sometimes I remember 100 times. But if you also think about prayers, for example, what do? You memorize them. And that's a sort of notion of repetition. There's something very powerful about repetition because it embeds a specific kind of energy in the brain. If you think about the sentence idea, when you're, say, I'm going to be a good girl, or I'm going to be a good girl, I will no longer do this, no longer talk back, or whatever it was that you had to write as a child, they basically were trying to instill, literally, this message inside of you so that your behavior would change. Okay, so let's take this to a positive sort of place. With mantras, using certain words, using certain phrases, that embeds a sort of positive piece inside of you, which can be very life-changing. And so I'm going to share three mantras that I've found are incredibly life-changing. Let's just put it that way. Positive, they create a sense of true identity about your divine self, about your, what I call your rock star, your divine rock star self, which is you are a real kick-ass divine person who's got unique gifts tailor-made for you and your journey, which I talk a lot about in the Goddess Guide series. So, three mantras. Let's start with the first one. This one changes your energy like nobody's business. And that's the other thing, is words have energy associated with them. And so this particular one changes your energy system completely. And I had a healer a long time ago say that he'd never ever gone and seen someone's energy changed quite as significantly as when they started to go and say this particular phrase. And so when I'm really having struggles, especially to get into a calm place in meditation where I feel sort of loved and connected to my divine self and the universe or God or however you want to say it, this is one of the mantras that I use. And so it's very simple. It's I love and accept myself. I want you to say it again. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I love and accept myself. And the thing about mantras is that you don't need to say them like bam, 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 bam. Like, I love and accept myself. I mean, like, you don't have to repeat it like really fast. You can slow it down. Depending on how your day's been or where you're sort of seated, or maybe you're taking a moment on your lunch break to try to get kind of calm and quiet after a meeting that didn't go as you wanted, or maybe you've had a tough day with your kids at home and you just got back from picking them up at school and it's just crazy and you just want to sort of take a moment to calm yourself because you want to act from a good place. You don't want to snap or say something that you know isn't a good thing. This is a really good one. But also, if you're feeling really vulnerable and you're hurting, this is a really good one too. I love and accept myself. I want you to take a deep breath. Okay, second mantra. Ready for it? I am whole and complete. I am whole and complete. A lot of us don't feel whole and complete. And that's those unhealed pieces, perhaps that's from a place of shame, where we were told that we weren't enough. A lot of people I know walk around feeling that way. Maybe you are a wife who feels like you just can never ever make your husband happy, or you're always struggling with your kids to be the perfect mother, whatever perfect means to you. But you always feel like you're not enough. You're not doing enough. And this particular one, I am whole and complete, it starts to program you to the truth of yourself. Okay, third one, I am loved and supported. Again, a lot of us don't feel like we are fully, unconditionally loved or supported. And this particular one starts to create this belief inside of ourselves, basically reconnects us to truth. And by doing so, we start attracting more of that belief, because that's kind of how it works, is what we believe we are creating and we're attracting to ourselves. So let's go over them one more time. First one, I love and accept myself. Take a deep breath. I love and accept myself. Second one, I am whole and complete. Third one, I am loved and supported. These 3 mantras, I've been doing them since I started to know what mantras were all about. They will change your life, and I'll bring them out depending on what's going on in my life, what's sort of showing itself to me, what kinds of situations, are needing some attention or some healing or some extra faith in life and yourself and the universe and your place in it. But these 3 mantras literally will change your life. And I hope that you'll experiment with some of these mantras. I talk about mantras in the Goddess Guides. But also, if there are certain things, words, phrases that you sort of start seeing or that you feel from your divine self, those are the great mantras for you in that moment. And so just go and listen, because usually we know what we really need to hear and what we really need to sort of reconnect with, and that is divine truth. And that truth is that we are whole and complete. We are perfect as we are. We are loved and that we are accepted. And we certainly are divine rock stars. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you love it and want to hear more of it, because I've got lots more to share. And if you have any comments about it, please feel free to leave some comments. I always look and would love to go and hear from you. Thanks so much. And again, you are whole and complete, and we're all just going to keep rocking this.